The meat case is a cow aisle. Beef, sometimes lamb if the store is showing off. You walk past 100 goats in the world and almost never look for their chops in an American cooler. That is not because goats are dry. A goat makes meat. A lot of it if you are most of the planet, almost none of it if you are a U.S. grocery buyer. Here is why we don't eat goat meat. And the part of that sentence that is a taste myth. We eat the cow. We skip the goat. Same store. Two grazers, only one of those jobs got a factory in this country. This is not a disgust video, it is a scale video, and the scale has been losing to cattle for 100 years of American advertising. Goat is not a novelty animal. In large parts of Africa, South Asia, the Middle East, and the Caribbean, goat is Tuesday. Curry, birria, cabrito. The animal that lives on scrub the cow would ignore. Taste is not the blocker. People who grew up with it do not find it strange. People who did not call it gamey and walk back to the beef. If taste were the whole story, the carton next to lamb would already say goat. It does not. Taste lost to a carcass size in a cold chain built for steers. A modern beef steer is a tank of meat. Hundreds of kilos, one animal fills a truck. A goat is a small converter. Fine for a village pot. Awkward for a plant that prices by the pallet. Boar, goats, and meat crosses exist. They grow. They still do not grow like a feedlot steer. You are not looking at a secret ocean of chops. You are looking at a pot animal standing next to a pallet animal. You can butcher a goat in a backyard. You cannot feed a supermarket chain on backyard goats. The U.S. meat case was built by cattlemen, railroads, and later feedlots. The goat never got that machine. A beef plant is a river. Live animals in. Boxed primals out. The river was dug for cattle. Changing the width means new lines, new buyers, new ads. Nobody dug a second river for a smaller grazer. Lamb already sits in the specialty cooler because someone kept a holiday market alive. Goat did not get the holiday. Easter lamb, not Easter goat. The calendar picked a side. Immigrants already know the meat. Halal shops, Caribbean butchers, Mexican cabrito. The demand is not imaginary. It is just not the demand the national ads were written for. A Super Bowl commercial sells a steer. It does not sell a pot. Dairy goats exist. Chèvre is in the fancy case. The meat of those animals is a leftover, not a CQ. Same split as the chicken story. One grocery word, two jobs. Milk won a niche. Meat did not win the aisle. Could we invent the factory? In theory, more farms. A USDA plant that wants the volume. A generation that already eats birria without calling it exotic. You would still lose to beef on price per pound until the herd is huge. Some U.S. farms are trying. Ethnic distributors, a few grocery tests. The tray still looks like a specialty because the truck behind it is still a specialty. Kindness is not the blocker. A taboo is not the whole blocker. Americans will eat goat in a taco if you do not print the word. Print the word and half the aisle walks to the sirloin. That is packaging, not biology. The blocker is a small animal in a country that tooled itself for a large one. None of this is a secret buried in a lab. It is standard livestock math. The reason you never noticed is the packaging. Beef trays do not come with a footnote about the grazer we skipped. Goat is a labeling problem as much as a scale problem. If the tray does not say goat, it is not a cover-up. It is the species we built the truck for. Why don't we eat goat meat? We do in the rest of the world in a few U.S. cities in a pot that already knows the spice. We do not in a typical American store because the cow got the factory. The cooler is still a cow aisle. That gap is not a mystery, it is a scale. A lamb choppa already taught the store that a small grazer can sit in the case if a holiday pays for it. Goat never got that holiday in this country. The spice aisle already knows the recipes. The meat aisle did not copy them. Once you see the two grazers, you cannot unsee the missing tray.